Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's What Am I Seeing? Well, what I'm doing here is I'm going across a stump flat. It's about 6 or 7 foot. What you have here is just isolated little stumps, little groups of stumps, and this is where the perspective mode shows its metal. It's a great technology, but I want you to look at each of these stumps and look at the clarity of it. You can see roots, and what I'm doing here, instead of blindly casting across this flat, because what these fish will do is they'll pull up on this before they go into spawn. So instead of blindly casting, looking for stumps, I'm able to look across this stump flat, use the grid system, the radial grid overlay, which we talked about in another video. I'll tag that in the comments. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for each individual stump. That way I can make multiple casts to each of them. Now, you won't always see the fish, because sometimes the fish will get behind these big stumps. You know, you're approaching from one angle and they're approaching from the other. But look, there's a stump right here about the, looks like the 30-degree mark. But I want you to look in the top left-hand corner right now. At about the 15-degree mark, you'll see a fish, and then there's a stump about the 30-degree mark. Now watch this fish swim up to the stump. That just shows you he's relating to the stump, but he's not particularly on the stump. He's not holding like dead to the stump. There he goes, swims right up to the stump. There's actually 2 fish on this stump, one on the front left corner, and you kind of see him swimming to the front, and then there's a big one right here. This is just shows you how invaluable this tool is. Instead of just blindly casting and wasting cast, you are casting particularly at fish and at target, so every one of your casts is efficient. Every one of your casts is online, and you do that by using the radial grid overlay, which, you know, to me, I think it's one of the best features that I've found in terms of that. It does give you that, you know, Humminbird Live 360 with the little grid, but you're able to line that up, and boy, I do love it. But that's what I'm doing here, just floating across a flat. Each of these things you see are nothing but big cypress tree stumps that, you know, have been eroded off at the water's top. These are not stumps that go up, and the reason I tell you they don't go all the way to the surface, you can tell by the the shadow itself. And you'll notice the shadow, it goes out behind the stump, but you'll still see the bottom behind it here in just a second. You can tell they're decently tall stumps. This is about 6 to 7 foot of water, and they don't go all the way to the surface, but you know, they do come up off the bottom, and these fish will relate to it because these stumps hold heat in cold water, and you can tell this water is very, very cold. There's another fish up there about the 15-degree mark. You know, so these fish are just kind of just starting to pull up. You know, we get a good warm day, they want to pull up, they want to go spawn, they know it's coming, but they're pulling up in these areas, and they try to pull to the first thing they can find. And what is that? Isolated stumps, isolated hard spots. And instead of making just blind casts, see right here, I would have been casting pretty much to nothing. So I know that there's nothing to cast to, so I'll kind of move on to different areas. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. You know, keep subscribing and keep sharing. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.